Hi everyone, I'm Maggie Weldon from maggiescrochet.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to do an unusual project, and that is to crochet an edge around these holy cards. I was raised in the Catholic Church, and I'm sure there's other churches that do the same thing, but they have like a little memory card after somebody passes away. And on the back, on the front of the card is usually a beautiful, religious picture. And then on the back is their name and the date they were born and the date that they passed away. And there's usually a prayer, which I think is a really beautiful tradition in the churches. So my cousin recently passed away this summer, and his sister, my other cousin, sent me his holy cards. And so I wanted to do something special for her to honor David. And so I wanted to make this video for her and for David in David's memory. So basically what you do is you take the holy card, and you can take it to Staples or any office supply store and ask them to lay them several on a sheet and laminate them for you. So we had, this was the first experiment they did because they were afraid that it was going to do something, the heat was going to do something to metallic, which it didn't. So my next set was like, I think we did 4 on one card. So you have them laminated like this, and then you cut out around them about a 1/2 inch. But I'm going to take you to a close-up for this video, and I'll show you exactly how to do it. And then you're going to punch holes around the outside, and you want to punch your holes really close to the card itself there. And we were using the regular hole puncher like this, and it totally fell apart. And you have a really hard time seeing exactly where to put the holes. It's almost impossible. So I decided to get this heavy-duty hole puncher, and this is available at maggiescrochet.com. And so I'll be using that in the video, and I'll show you how easy that is to use. And the other thing is about the yarns. We used 2 strands of Enchant by Premier, and this was beautiful because it coordinated really well with the metallic that's in the picture. But a lot of times the pictures don't actually have metallic in them, and they might be more like this. And these are actually not like memory cards, but they're just holy cards that you can get at a religious supply store, and they're already laminated. So this technique will work on this too. So for these, you might want to match up just a sport weight yarn. I wouldn't go any heavier than a sport weight. So any of these would work, like Afternoon Cotton or this Serenity Garden, or even another sparkle yarn for a metallic one would be Spangle would be good. You could also use 2 strands of crochet cotton size 10. So now I'm going to take you to a close-up and show you how to make this. And the supplies for everything except for the holy cards, of course, are available at maggiescrochet.com. And thank you very much for watching. So the supplies that you'll need to make the holy cards are as follows. Either a store-bought pre-laminated holy card, or if you're going to use your own holy card, you'll have to take them to Staples or Office Depot and ask them to laminate them. And they can get like 4 or 5 on one sheet and laminate them all together at the same time. So then you'll need a corresponding color of yarn or thread to use. And this can vary. You'll just have to play around with it. And you definitely need to use like a sport weight or something lighter than that. And in the demonstration here, I'm going to use Premier's Afternoon Cotton, which is a number 3 lightweight yarn. And in my sample, I used 2 strands of this Enchant yarn, which came out beautiful for the metallic holy cards. You're going to need something to measure your holes. You're going to be punching holes all the way around the card, and I highly recommend tiger tape. This is the first time I've ever used it in this project, and it is going to save me a ton of time. And I'm also going to use this on our t-shirt dresses. And all you do is tape this across, and at each mark is where you punch a hole. So you don't have to measure and mark. But if you want to measure and mark, you're going to need something to measure with and then something to mark with. So I suggest also that you have a little extra piece of the laminate that's over here to practice on, and use a pen and see if you can see the markings with the pen. If the pen doesn't work, you could try a fine tip Sharpie. So that would probably work there. But like I said, this beats everything. This is so worth it. And there's like, I think like 300 yards on this. No, 30 yards on this. But it lasts a long time. And the way you put this down, you can just peel it and move it around the whole side of the card, and I'll show you how to do that. The other thing I recommend is a nicer hole punch. So we have these available at maggiescrochet.com, and all the links will be listed below. But this way you get 6 different hole sizes, and I'm using the 3rd largest hole size here because this is the smallest here, the 2nd smallest, and then here's the 3rd one. And it's about 1/8 of an inch hole. You can use the cheaper hole punches that you can get in the office supply store or near school supplies. But this one fell apart on us, and the problem with this is when you're in there like this, you can't really see where your hole is going to be punched. It's really hard to see that. So I much prefer this. And you'll need a crochet hook, size B1 or a 2.25 millimeter, or even a little smaller would be fine. You just have to have something that's going to go down inside the holes because you're going to be crocheting into those holes. And you need a pair of scissors. So I think that covers everything. If I forgot anything, I'll just put it in the links below. So let's get started on your lesson. So step 1, if you're laminating your personal holy cards, is to cut a 1/2 inch around the entire outside edge of your card. So you just do that with a normal pair of scissors, and I just kind of eyeball it. And then I just keep trimming away at it. If you wanted to use a ruler, you could, but just cut around. And I cut them all, you know, with square edges in the beginning. Okay, so that's about a 1/2 inch around the whole outside. And then after, let me get this out of the way. And then after I finish that, I go back and I just round the corners a little bit. So those stitches will ease around the corner a little better. Okay, so that's step 1. So that's how you prepare your own card. And then usually on the ones that you purchase, this is a close-up of one that's purchased, they're already rounded like that. So the next thing you need to do is to measure a 1/4 inch all the way around the outside of the card and then punch your holes. So let me show you what we did here. In the beginning, our first try was this, and we punched our holes maybe about a 1/4 inch out away from the edge of the card. So the stitches came out shorter, and then it left this empty space around the outside. So then on our second attempt, we decided to try punching the holes really close to the card. So you see here that the stitches land up being longer, and I think that I like this one a lot better. And this was worked in single crochets, and then for our third attempt, we decided to punch the holes close to the card, but instead of working single crochets, we worked half double crochets. And there's not like a whole lot of difference, but Vicky, our crocheter, tended to like this one the best. So anyway, I'll show you how to do either one, and let me show you how to punch the holes right now. Okay, so you will take your tape measure and measure along here and mark off 1/4 inch. And definitely make sure that at each corner you have a hole at each corner. So the easier way to do this is to take the tiger tape, which is most often used for quilting, and I never even knew about this stuff till just recently. So this is like so easy. You just take this and line it up on your card right here. Have the very edge. You may want to cut, I don't know where this stopped, cut at the first line here, like that. And line that up with the very corner. You may want to stick it over just a little bit like that, because you know your first hole is going to be right there at the corner. And then if you look, when you go down the other side, it's like lined up perfect for the next hole, for the hole to be at the next corner. Okay, so just lay that down, and you can either tear this, which I'm just going to put my nail there and tear it, just like that. So now I know where to punch my holes. Every plate between each one of these black lines is where I'm going to punch a hole. Right there. So this is definitely the easiest route to go. I've got my little puncher set to the right width, and I'm just going to go, and I know that I put this at the very edge of the card. So I'm going to have my puncher go right up to the edge of the tape, starting at the corner. And I just kind of go in and I feel for the edge of my punch to hit the edge of the tape right there. And then you want to, if you're using this kind of punch, you want to hear it snap. I've learned that. So you press down really hard until you hear that snap sound. And look at that. So it's right there at the corner. Then you just go to the next mark, and I'm gonna lower this down almost to the little flower plate there, and then I'm going to push it in till it hits the side of the tape right there, and then I know where to punch my next hole. So then I just go all the way down the edge of the tape, and I'm not actually punching into the tape, I'm just using it as a guide. This is good for your muscles. Okay, so then you just keep going all the way down the edge like that. You may need 2 hands. Okay, so that's how you do that. And then all you have to do, here's one that's further along. And you do both sides first, and then the same one piece of tape is this I've used to do both sides, and then I peeled it up, and then I'm gonna lay it against the short side, which is right here. So when I peeled it up, all I have to do is line that hole, the corner holes up like this, as best I can. You just want to center them there. So right there, they're kind of centered right there, and I've got the edge of my tape on the edge of the card there. And then I just go along the side here, and I fill in the holes along the short side of the card. And just go all the way down and fill in. And then I'll do the same for this side, and then I'll be done. And this one I need to trim the corners. So go ahead and punch all the holes around your card, and then I'll do the same, and I'll come back on camera and show you how to crochet into it. So I have my holes punched 1/4 inch all the way around my holy card. And now I'm going to show you how to join with a single crochet. If you want to do single crochets, you can, or if you want to do half double crochets, you can. Sometimes the little holes, the little pieces are still there, but they'll pop right out there. So I'm going to start here a little bit to the right of the corner here. And what I'm going to do is join with a single crochet first. So I'm going to start with a slip knot on my hook, and I'm going to go from front to back through the second hole before the corner. And I'm just going to insert my hook through the hole, and I'm holding the slip knot right here. And then I'm going to yarn over in the back and bring that loop out of the hole. It may take some getting used to, so be prepared. And then I'm going to yarn over and draw through the 2 loops on my hook, and that's joining with a single crochet. So then I would just go ahead, insert my hook, draw a loop out. I'm going to raise that loop up so the loop is as long as that side is. Then I'm going to yarn over and bring that through the 2 loops that are on my hook. And then you go back in. So you want 3 stitches in each hole, except for the corners. You want more so you can get all the way around the corner. So there's my 3 single crochets there. Okay, now if I wanted to do half double crochets, all I have to do is start with a slip knot and then yarn over. Before I didn't yarn over when I was joining with a single. Now I'm going to yarn over, go into that same hole. I'm going to yarn over in the back, bring that loop out, and pull it up even with the side of the card. Then I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to draw through all 3 loops on the hook, and that's joining with a half double crochet. Like that. Then I just continue and do half double crochet stitches. I can say crochet stitches. Let me see. I'm going to do 3. It keeps wanting to split on me. Okay, so there's 3 halves. And then I'm going to go on to the next hole and do 3 more halves. So you may want to experiment also with different crochet hooks, because sometimes they have a deeper cut in the head of the hook, and it helps to keep the yarn on the hook and keep it from splitting. At this point, if I wasn't in the middle of a video, I would be trying different hooks. That's why it's good to have different brands of hooks too. Okay, so now in the corner, I'm still going to work half double crochet stitches, but I need more stitches to so that it fills in around the corner really nice. All right, just want to cooperate. All right, so now I've got 3. So I will get this. Okay, there's 4. Just have to practice patience. Okay, so see how this makes it around the curve? So then just go back to 3 along the sides, and then just 5 in the corners. I think these make great gifts for people when their family pass away, or just even for bookmarks, for Christmas ornaments. You could get, I think they have holy cards that are just have really beautiful prayers on them. Like this one I have here is the prayer to your guardian angel. So they could just be, even if somebody's sick, it'd be nice to do this for them and then give it to them. I think they would really cherish it. So you just keep going like this. And then when you come back around, you just join with a slip stitch right there to the first stitch. So that's how you put the edging on the holy cards. And I just think it's a really fun, easy project to do once you get used to working into those holes instead of your regular crocheting where you're going into the stitches. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and the links to everything are listed below. And please subscribe to our channel, share the videos, and like them and comment, because it really helps our channel out a lot, and it helps us out a lot. And be sure to visit maggiescrochet.com. Thank you for watching. And this is the third part, which we're going to do the edging round. So at the end of row 13, so what that is to just go between these two shells and go into that space right there and work a single crochet like that.